Welcome to Mental Millennials with your host, Shelby Friesen.
We're doing 3 cards, 10 minutes a card. Tyler picked this morning, and reread the first card, and then I'll just quickly run my thing again, and then we'll go from there.
So the first card again was things you can do in the morning to improve your day. And Shelby was riffing on that a little bit.
Yeah, so for that, kind of like for morning routines, most people who want to start those, I find actually want to like get up at an earlier time. I've really met many people that want to build their morning routine at like a 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. wake up. Usually their first thing is that they want to just start getting up earlier. And for me, when I was first putting this stuff in place and building my routines and starting out with that, I found that when I got up at 5 or 6 a.m., I was just so tired. I couldn't do anything. I would like try and just like chill and like read for half an hour, and I would just fall back asleep on the couch for 2 hours. And then it was tough to have like a work session. I wasn't super awake and I just wasn't into it. So I finally found that the best thing for me to do right away was movement. And that was cardio too, because I tried yoga as well, where it was just too slow for me. I'd like get on the mat and just be dreading the slow movements. So the best part, or what I found to work the best, was running. Even if it was short, like you can literally just run to the end of your street and back in reality. Because for me, by the time I took about 10 steps, you're pretty awake. It's like probably a little bit cold outside. And yeah, you just feel that right away. And I found with that, it would wake me up and then I would be good to go for a few hours before I started feeling any sort of tiredness again, which was pretty sweet.
Nice.
So that's, I would say the best thing to do to improve your day would just be start with some sort of cardio movement, which is, I still do that to this day.
That's what's working for us right now, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I got out of bed 15 minutes ago. So this is the start of my morning, Michelle. And I tried the same thing. Like I actually bought a yoga mat and put it right beside my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried that. I was like, I'm going to get out of bed, do like a little meditation for like 5-10 minutes.
I would still just move your mic down.
I want to talk to you. I want to look at you while I'm talking. But so I like bought a yoga mat, and I would just try to do like 5-minute meditation and then get on the mat a little bit to do some yoga. Just a quick flow. I was doing that like yoga with Adriene YouTube video thing.
Oh yeah, I used to use her too.
Yeah, if you don't know about yoga with Adriene, you should probably know about yoga with Adriene. But so I did that, but I was just so tired in the morning. Like I'd basically just be sleeping, rolling around on the mat.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with what you're saying, like some sort of cardio or something. Or like even if you have to drive somewhere, it's kind of good. Like driving to the gym was good for me, because then I could just have like a 10-minute wake up and then I'd be ready to go. But yeah, definitely start with movement. I think is the good key here. And I don't know.
I think
what do you do? Any like sort of? Are you guys still doing the meditation or like any mind work in the morning?
Oh man, I'm so tired. Yeah, I was gonna say that now I've actually flipped my routine a bit, so I'm used to getting up earlier. So now I actually can start with those slow things, and I do that. So now I start with meditation first. At around 5 or 5:30, depending on the day. I mean, not every day. Nobody's perfect. So sometimes I don't do it or whatever happens, but I am able to do that now. So I usually do like 20 to 30 minutes at 5. And then I'll work from 5:30 or 6 till 7:30. I'll just do and I wouldn't even say, I don't really like using the word like work.
Yeah.
But it's just a nice time to do those things that are most important to you without being distracted. So the things that can make the biggest difference in your life, and that doesn't have to be with your job or your business. It can be with relationships or friends, or maybe it's writing, or maybe it is reading, or whatever that might be for you at that time. But I think the most important thing is just using that time for yourself, and not like if you just get up at 5 and sit there on your phone for 2 hours, it's not really that useful. So I like to use that time with no phone or electronics and just with myself, which is nice, especially since if you do have a business or you're in, a job that's, you have a lot of, I don't know what you call that. There's a lot of like contact where you're talking and people are messaging you and stuff. Then you just get bombarded with their shit and you kind of let that dictate your day, and you don't ever really do anything for yourself. So as soon as 8 or 9 hits, like I just get a lot of messages and emails of people expecting things. And it's not like I have to reply to those anyways, but it's nice to have that time in the morning on your own. And then you like, nobody else is up at 5 sending me work messages and stuff. Yeah. So I think that's really important time for me in the morning.
So setting some time aside just for yourself, focus on like a little bit of creative time where you're like, what's going to make the most impact creatively in my life?
Yeah. And even if at first, like that just seems like a lot, you don't know what to do, like just don't go on your phone and just maybe read or write and
be with yourself.
To figure out just be with yourself to allow those thoughts to come through, or else you're just with everybody else's thoughts, or you see someone's Instagram post and you're like, oh, Instagram and stuff just puts thoughts in your mind that aren't your own. Yeah. Whereas if it's just you for 2 hours in the morning, you have all your own thoughts and your own ideas, and the things that you really care about start to come out.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I think something I noticed on that point too was because I was trying to do, like maybe last year, I was trying to do the get up at 5 or 6, be ready for work at like 8.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I'm sure I could have made it work, but with the freedom and flexibility that I have, I didn't really have to make that work. So like, if you can, like, there's no harm in shifting that forward like an hour or two either. Like, if you wake up at 7 and you're ready to go by 9, what's the harm in that? Like, you don't have to be ready to go. If you don't have a specific job where you have to be there at 8 or 9, just still put that 2-hour time to give you like the cardio, kind of the movement, and that time with yourself doesn't have to be at any fixed time. Like, I think society's so fixed that like, you got to be at work from 9 to 5. What if you get to work at 10 and you work till 6? It's not going to change anything. So kind of like making it work for you too.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a certain time. I like that too. It's just doing it, and I just do notice it gets harder to do it the later in the day.
Right.
Depending.
Yeah.
Just that's what I found, but I don't think. Yeah, I think like doing it's the most important thing. So
yeah, if you want to do something in the morning, don't just hop out of bed, freaking hit the espresso, hit the traffic jam, and watch a podcast, because I don't know, you're not going to put any time into your own thoughts, right? So
no, exactly.
And I've done that so many times. I feel like where we get to this like morning process, like we've been through all this shit anyways. Like we probably go through it a lot of these days anyways. So it's like a learning process. Develop what you want for you.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's the first card.
Oh yeah, we're perfect timing too.
Things you've learned, or things you can do in the morning to improve your day. That's our that's what we got to say about that. So, what do you want to do? The big card next, or the
Let's
little
do the
card?
big one last.
Okay. I'm gonna save the deep stuff for later.
Oh yeah.
So the next card is things you've learned about yourself in the past year. And I feel like we've both gone through some pretty big changes in the past year, so I figured that was a good card to talk on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like, just try to reconcile your life in the past year. It's been wild, right? It's a whole lot changed.
I think this last year is probably the biggest change in my life. A lot. I mean, it was around a lot of things. I think the biggest thing I learned is maybe how much I was letting external things affect my life.
Ooh.
Where I would, I had a business and I would freak out when my business partner maybe didn't show up, or I just had a lot of anxiety around like the future and things I couldn't control. Whereas like if he's not at work or he's not there, like it's nothing I can do. I can just do what I can do while I'm there. I would always just think worst case scenario before things had ever happened.
Ooh.
Right? It's always like, oh, well, what if this happens tomorrow and all that kind of stuff. And when you're stuck in those loops, it's like just so hard to see. And I remember I would just get so stressed out. I'd be laying on the couch, like this couch, you can't see it, but I would just lay on that thing for 2 days and I couldn't do anything. And this was actually when I wanted to start the podcast. This was my side project I was trying to work on launching. So I was always like, okay, if something doesn't go well with my company today and I get the day to do whatever I want, I'll just work on the podcast because that's, something I'm passionate about. But I always be so stressed out from the other external things. I actually just never got anything done on it, as well as I don't even know what I was going to say now.
Oh.
But yeah, it's pretty much just a lot of external stuff that you can't control. And then, so this last year, I've worked with a life coach and really learned how to just let go of those things and how much more enjoyable your life is. And just seeing what can come up when you let go of those and allow all that space for something that matters to you or something that you can control in reality, where you let go of the things you can't control, and then that allows you to put time into the things that you can.
Well, that's good.
So I think that was really big for me.
Yeah, isn't that what they say? They're like, the people try to keep adding things to their life to find the solution to their problems, but it's like often you just got to remove things to find the problems.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced that for sure this year, many ways, and I think we both share that same point on what we learned about ourselves this year.
Yeah,
it's or in the past year, but with me, I think we're having a lot of success with the business stuff, but there's a lot of things we just added into our life with the business stuff that it worked at that time and then it stopped working. And then we're trying to find problems to fix or solutions to fix it. What can we add into our business to fix these problems? But really we had to remove a lot of previous solutions that were no longer solutions to find new solutions.
Right.
So an example, we had moved into this new spot where there's 2 buildings. One was going to be our house. The other building was going to be the office. And that didn't really work out too well. We were just having, our employees show up at 8 a.m. in the building right beside our house, ready to work at 8 a.m. And that was just not working for us. It was just not a good solution. So, honestly, we just ended up, it was causing us so much pain. We just ended up removing it. Why do these people need to work from our office every day?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they need to show up at 8 a.m.? Why do I got to be ready to be, responsible for them at 8 a.m.? Why don't we just remove the whole thing? And that had been working previously for us for a whole year. Why don't we just remove that whole thing and just why do they need to come into the office? They can work from home. They can, realistically, their job, they could be flexible. They could work into 7 p.m. if they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got to get there at 8 a.m. be tired,
Yeah.
pay them to be tired, can work really whenever they want. So so removing previous solutions, letting go of it, finding new solutions, making room for new solutions.
So you kind of learned that you were just trying to constantly add solutions. And did you find that showing up in other places in your life or just in business too?
Well, yeah, there was a big change I made recently with like the pot, right? Like, cause I'd been smoking weed for literally like 5 years, and trying to always add stuff on top of it. Like, how can I get rid of the anxiety that this is causing me smoking weed all the time? How can I get rid? I'm so anxious. I'm so anxious all the time. I need to smoke weed. And it's like, why don't you just like try removing the weed? And so
it's too easy.
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of want to add things on top of it. Like, I don't know, it's so easy to do that, right?
Yeah.
Still do it all the time. But like removing the weed frees up so much space for all the other things in your life. So now you can take on more things.
Yeah.
More mental availability. Now I don't have any anxiety. So it's like totally different. And like, yeah, I don't know. I guess another thing would be like just learning to take the risk on little like experiments. Like you don't have to make big changes. You could just say, is this working for me? Let's test it out. Like, am I drinking too much coffee? Am I smoking too much weed? You could try that out for like a couple weeks. Like, you could just say, all right, no coffee for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, see how that affects you. Maybe it is causing you anxiety, or I don't know, just being confident. Like I don't know when you started the life coach, but I started the life coach, I guess 4 weeks ago now. And that's just been a little test for me. It's like, will spending this money, spending an hour every week with a life coach change things for me? I don't know. It doesn't have to be a big decision. Why don't we just test it out, see if it works? So it's like, often there's a whole lot of anxiety and like, ooh, should I do this? Should I do that? Like, something I've learned is just like, fuck it, let's try it. Like,
yeah.
You know? So
I think that's really important, just trying things on for yourself. It's kind of just, it's finding your truth and seeing what works. And yeah, I mean, there's so many things out there nowadays, and it's just so funny to see how people bash stuff so fast, or they also like come to be diehards about certain things as well without trying something else, or they'll bash things they've never tried. And that's something I try and hold myself to do, is like try new things consistently, which I have been kind of lacking on, but been a little bit hard with COVID. I mean, it was nice before to go to different practitioners or workshops and like just try and learn new things, which isn't so easy anymore. And just figuring that stuff out, what you like, and you never know what you might find.
Yeah. So I guess to sum that up, it would be kind of remove things from your life, let go, see what letting go does.
Yeah, really just like take away, if you're worrying about something, just think about it. Can you control that? If you can't, don't worry about it, and try and focus on something you can control, and just a constant practice. So that was for me, like,
let go, and then once you let go, you can try new things.
Yeah.
See if you want to hold on to that or not.
And then, yours was solutions?
Well, yeah, mine was really about letting go too, really. Like, it's...
Yeah, instead of just consistently putting in new solutions, what about removing things?
Because, like, what you might have been attached to, what might have been working for you in the past, might not work for you anymore. So maybe let's let go, see if letting go frees up more stuff. Or maybe you let go of something, you're like, fuck, I really do need that.
Yeah.
And you like bring it back. So
no, 100%. Hell yeah. Okay.
It's a good card.
Yeah, let's move to the third.
Yeah. The third card is the deepest card. This is from that Untethered Soul book. It's like a card set that goes along with it.
Yeah, the other ones were from the Best Self decks again. And then this one, Tyler brought over, it's from Michael Singer. So he's got the Surrender Experiment and the Untethered Soul book. And these are like cards based off the book, which I didn't even know he had. And they're like my favorite books.
Maybe I'll get you this for Christmas. So yeah, I don't. The previous two were like kind of questions, I guess, and this is more just like a statement or a prompt. So it is just relax and release, and deal with only what's left in front of you. You do not need to worry about the rest.
I mean, that kind of really goes along with the surrender stuff, which is clearly Michael Singer's thing.
Yeah.
um,
Read the book if you haven't.
yeah, I was actually reading The Time Warrior this morning,
Okay.
and it was talking about that and how people just literally worry about whatever's in the future, but it's not even a thing. Like, it's just your thoughts that
Right.
you're getting worried about. Because in reality, nothing's happened. That's like the only place that fear and anything else comes in, is just your own thoughts about the future. And if you can stay, just so hard to stay in the moment. But that, I guess for me, that's like being one of my really big wins this year in reality.
Right.
Is yeah, just, I don't know, man, that's really just letting go of this stuff. And I'm just thinking about how I can, put perspective on that from a life right now. But for us, well, for me, I mean, we basically got blasted by the news this past 2 weeks, like super negatively, right? And that's like, I can sit here and worry about all the bad shit that could happen, or what if bigger news network picks it up, or what if this happens, or what do people think of me? And sometimes I do get in those loops and I go, man, like, what if my family actually thinks I'm a fucking scammer, or like whatever it is? And like, you get those thoughts, but the faster you go, man, what are you even thinking about?
Yeah.
And then, that had prompted something to go sort of south with a partner that was coming in and investing. And now I have a meeting with that person in 2 hours. And, last night I was at my girlfriend's parents' place having dinner and setting up Christmas decorations. And this morning we're doing this. And I know that a year ago, I could have never done this. I would have been like replaying scenarios in my head all day long. Whereas now I know, like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't do anything until I sit down in front of this person and just explain, explain my side of things and just share the vision and talk about what we really want to create and how that, how we can do that for this person. And if it doesn't work, then that's okay. Like, just sitting here thinking about how that might not work could just ruin the whole meeting in itself.
Yeah.
So I feel like something I've been really, really good at lately is doing that. And even right now, like, my thoughts aren't going off about this thing. Like, I'm here and we're talking about these things and I'm like enjoying this. I'm not like worried and, anxietied out and shit. So it's good. I mean, that's just the way I can relate that to right now and what it makes me think or feel.
Nice. So when the news thing comes up for you, you just kind of relax, release,
Yeah.
and only, control what you can control, right?
Yeah, exactly. And just, I think just continue to believe in yourself and know that, whatever you're doing is going to work out if it's supposed to.
I'm proud of you, dude.
Thanks.
I think I told you off camera, but I'm proud of you, bro. I think a lot of people are.
Oh.
But yeah, like for me, it's all the little things too. Like previously, if Shelby was like, hey man, I think we talk about really cool stuff in the mornings. Do you just want to throw 2 cameras in front of us and do it while biking and got a big bright light in your face? Do you want to do all this in the morning at 7:30? Be like, I'd be worrying so much. I'd be like, shit, man, this and that. What about this? I haven't even showered. What about that, man? Like, just got up, and I probably wouldn't even be able to go to bed because I'd be like thinking about all the things. Like, oh, like maybe people will think this or that or whatever. But realistically, we can't control any of that.
No.
So there's no really point in thinking about it, letting it get you down. Like, so I don't know, I previously remember even like work stuff, it would keep me up at night. Whereas like now, like honestly, I go to bed and I'm just like pass right out. Doesn't like let me like doesn't linger in my thoughts all night, like get me anxious all night. So
I think just a quick note, there's like when you think back on it, like in reality, how many times have those situations like ever played out?
no.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just thinking here, I'm like, man, I thought like the craziest shit's gonna happen, and like when the fuck, and like sure crazy shit happens, but when does anything you fully think that's like so bad that might happen ever happens? It's like
Yeah.
1 in a million times. Like sure bad shit happens, but it's never what you thought.
Yeah. No, there's this one thing that was super helpful that my counselor mentioned to me one time. This is 4 months ago, I think. And it stuck with me so much. And it was just like, so if you have those thoughts, like, what if X is gonna think Y about me and then they're gonna hate me? The solution to all of those questions is it absolutely true? Can you verify if that statement is absolutely true? Do you absolutely know that that's going to happen? Do you absolutely know that that's what they think? The answer to that question is always no. You're never going to know that that's the straight up truth. Like, and if it's not the straight up truth, why the hell are you thinking about it? There's no point.
Yeah, I like how it all comes back to truth at the end here, because what I'm thinking right now is that reality, you can only ever find truth in the now.
Yeah.
Like how can you ever find truth in the future? You can't find truth until you experience something for yourself. And the only way to experience something is to be there right now doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it is like staying in the now is really hard, because a lot of it's like the whole world is future based. Like, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to be? Where are you going to go? What's your life going to be like? But it's also like your whole thoughts in your head are formed on the past, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything is like,
yeah, exactly.
You got your childhood traumas. You got everything everyone's ever told you in your entire life. It's all in your brain. You've also got, everything you want, everything you think you're going to be, everything, like just all this shit in your brain. That's all from the past. And it's like every time you think of something, all of those other things in your brain, they're like running through that. It's running through all those filters. And it's like, it's not helpful. Like,
no,
realistically, it's not helpful at all. So just being aware, I think that's what the book touches on a lot too. But
yeah, I'm kind of looking at that other card that says, you are not your thoughts. You are simply aware of your thoughts.
Yeah.
I think it might be cool to talk on that card next time. It's something that just makes so much sense to me from what Michael Singer explains in some of his audio stuff. And I have a hard time explaining it, and it like sometimes I get nervous talking about it because I feel like I just sound like an idiot trying to explain it. But I think it'd be cool.
Is that absolutely true? Are you an idiot?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't know that. So yeah, I think it'd be cool to talk on that one next time, maybe, and see what we each think about that. And yeah.
So the card again was just relax and release and deal with only what's left in front of you. You do not need to worry about the rest.
I think that's a wicked thing for a Friday too. Although you might not be listening to this on a Friday, whatever hell day it is.
Coming soon to a IGTV near you.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah. Well, that's 30.
I'm going to bike it out for 5 more seconds here.
Yeah, we're going to hit 35.
35. There we go.
And 17K.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Okay, well, we'll be back next week with maybe more cards, maybe not.
See ya.